Hey, how you guys doing? Okay, let's do this thing. Let's get into some tactics. Okay, let's see. There we go. All right, let's do it. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, we have queen from c5 going to f8. What did that give up? Let's see. What do we got here? Well, it did potentially allow a check there. It does also protect the back rank and maybe potentially pushing something like that. Let's see, what can we do? Because our imbalances, we have more activity. This also allows for the bishop to move too. See, when the queen was here, the bishop was pinned, and potentially e6 would have been the move. So let's just say that the queen came back here and he played something like that. Queen e6 would have actually won. Oh wow, he has to take. My bad. That's why. That makes sense. He's got to actually take. I thought he had to. I thought he just moved, but he actually took. So, but if he hadn't, let's just say the rook hadn't have taken and done something else, this would have been a pin. If the queen was still here, that would have been a pin on the bishop. So, you just gotta always look at those type of sitches. Okie dokie. Um, we do potentially have a rook to f1 with an idea of e6. Rook f1 is guarded by the queen, and if, like, we'll just say something happened, like, well, what could actually be played here? If rook f1, what could he actually do? He'd have to move his queen. So let's say if he plays queen there, we have rook to g7. Sorry, f7. That attacks the queen and the rook and bishop. So if he tried to take there, we just play rook takes and we win a bishop. Huh. Wonder if that's not the answer. So if we play here, what could he play? If he plays back there, like he did tried to before, we play there and win a rook. Or I mean a bishop, sorry. So if we play here and he plays over there, let's say he plays there, we still have a rook infiltration point. Or potentially maybe after here we have bishop to f7 attacking the queen. But then the queen can actually take there and we don't have anything. Drat. So I believe more likely it's probably a rook and then queen infiltrates in. Huh. We'll do a game real quick so everybody can come on. Do one. So I'll also get my brain juices going too. Okie dokie. Let's get our pawn going up the board. I'm gonna take with the knight. Interesting. Let's see. Let's see. I'll play back here. I don't want to trade off anything at this moment. There's really no reason to. Hey. I gotta move my queen over, because if I move... Oh, he could, I guess he could jump there, couldn't he? Okay, we'll go to puzzles now. Well, we'll give him one more shot. It's the only nice thing to do. We'll give it one more shot. Gotta remember, when they lose, they're more likely to be more aggressive. So be prepared for all-out attack with the players. Let's see here. Let's see here. So if I take, rotates, 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 pawn takes. Yeah, I have to take at this moment. It takes. Oh, how you doing? Sorry about that. I didn't. I was in the game. I apologize. How you doing? Let's see. There. Ah, I'm gonna play here. Hmm. Oh no. What did I do wrong here? I can't believe this. I messed up. Oh, pushing. So that's, let's see, where did I, because there was a tactic here. So checks. Okay, there. Okay, you attack. Okay, and then he plays there. Then you check. He goes up here. You take the pawn. Gotcha. Okay, then you take away his spot. Okay. Yeah. Yep. I'll do one more, and then we'll log out, and then we'll get into tactics. Come on. Okay, we'll get this back. Not to worry. Just stay on task. Oops, that was a mistake there. Yikes. Okay. Gotta hold on to that knight. Gotta now start focusing on oh no. You gotta be kidding me. Did I do that? Wow. Let's see here. Oh boy. So yeah, that didn't turn out. One more, and then, cause I know I can win on this one. I just made a mistake there. One more, come on. Oh, it's not playing, so rather than wait for the time to. Come on. If another player aborts, we'll start in. All right. Just whip out those moves. Don't waste any time, so that I have plenty of time in the middle game to think, not just move fast. Let's see. No, if I do that, he'll win this pawn here. So I don't want to do that. Yeah. Exactly. Okay, let's get focus back in. And now I can play this without worry of that. Oh, so okay, he sees it. Nice. Okay, so now I have to reinstitute a new plan here. I'll play there, stop the knight from coming in, and then knight points are really important. That's a weakness there, so we have to now start taking in the pawn here. Okay, retreat back there, because I want to stay in contact with that pawn there. So okay. I want to get involved. I have to hold on to this, just in case if he pushes here. Boy. I'm gonna plant my bishop there. Oh wow, so he took there, okay. He's thinking about skewering there, which that's a very, he's using the Jeremy Silman idea. You gotta love that. I'm gonna have to reroute my bishop in there. I also can bring a knight there now too. Let's see, what do we got here? Imbalances, he's got two bishops, so I want to keep the center closed. Yeah, I should have done that. We'll take a look at that. Let's see, here. Okay, I'm gonna have to reroute my knight. Well, do I want to reroute my knight, or do I want to play my queen right there? I'm gonna play my queen right there so that I can get it in here if need be. Got to keep it so that he can't play there. I have to get my king involved. Sweet. Nikes. Okay, we'll call it a day on that. Alright. Okay, you want to look at the game? Sounds good. I really thought, I didn't know if he was going to draw on that one or not. I had to look at that for a second. That was very drawish. Okay, let's take a looky here. The ready. We'll look at Grandmaster ready. Oops, come on. Copy. Yeah, I believe so too. So the ready opening is knight to f3 is the ready opening. Okay, let's see here. What do we got? What do we got? Well, he's going after the weak pawn. That's really odd that he allows C takes B for sure. If he's gonna gambit, you gotta gambit all the way home, and then just play there and take advantage of there. If he's gonna gambit. Exactly, and that he can't go there because of that. That's actually what I was thinking. Good spot, Fox. Is because he can't play there now. So this pawn will fall. Well, let me see. Can he actually save this? I don't think so. Oh, he can save this. Okay. Probably okay. Castles at that point. Let me see if we did right. So we're right so far. Okay. Very oddly set up position for sure. Yeah. So he took there correctly. Right on. Good job, Reddy. I can't believe he opened up a discovery. That's crazy for sure. Why doesn't that? Why doesn't that? Oh, because of bishop. Oh, that's a sneaky little trick there. Sneaky. Delete that. It's not what we want on there. But that's a very sneaky move too. Because if he plays something like this, you now can actually win here. Delete that move. And yeah, he'll eventually fall. That'll eventually go. Oops, sorry. Something like that. Okay. Well, we'll get on to the upward and okay, there. Okay. So Reddy's he's not up a pawn yet. Oh, rook takes. Okay. Queen. So he's ready. He's trying to do a pin across there. Interesting. So takes. So now we have a very similar position, but one imbalance. 1 second. Which is black has a pass pawn here. So he wants to prevent that from happening. Actually, this from happening. Yes, nice job, Reddy. Yeah, exactly. So remember this: if your opponent has the center, uh, you can always attack on the wing. So you have to make sure that if the center's locked up, wing attacks are the way to go. And Rubinstein has a pass pawn on the A file. So and Reddy has more central control. So each person has an advantage. There we go. Bishop takes, king takes. And so now we're getting down to a knight endgame. Yeah. Boom. Now that's weak. I see kind of why this does make sense. Because the queen takes at this point, and then you get check. And you kinda can get your pawns rolling at that point. Now that's weak. This pawn's gonna fall. He has to retreat back. Man, you guys can now see Jeremy Silman's idea of when you start dictating the game or directing the game, your opponent starts reacting to you. Why was e5 played? E5 was, if you think about it, he wants to be able to win the knight. The idea is he can't take here because he'll lose the rook, and so he's able to have he kind of barricaded off the expansion, but indirectly black gave white a pass pawn, and so it's like, really, what did he really accomplish? But he had to kind of stop this thrust a little bit. But now this is getting pretty interesting. Potentially now you have something like that. In it comes. Probably knight takes at this point. Takes there. Rook takes, and then knight takes. Very interesting for sure. Yeah, white's totally crunching here. That was a blunder. Yeah, there's no way to stop these monsters now. It's just nothing but pain and misery. Everything's locked down. And the night, in comes the knights. And game over at this point. There's no real way to handle anything like that. So, it's basically over. All over. Tells you end games are really huge. Okay, let's get on to our tactics and see what we got here. But end games are huge if you see how well grandmasters play them. Okay, I was wondering. I was thinking rook to f1 here. Rook f1, and if the queen comes here, we have rook to f7. That attacks. And also potentially we have something like that later on, e6. So I think we start with either rook. Oh yeah, exactly. I agree. I totally agree. So what you guys think? Rook to f1 is what I'm taking a look at. You like rook d1? What's the reason for rook d1? Is it because of the pin? I guess that does look a lot more appealing, doesn't it? Yeah. Because you have that. Yeah, I guess that does look more. I guess I was looking a little too, but what if it's played there? Well, then you have that, don't you? If you play here and he tries to come there, you have that. Hmm. Yeah, this makes more of a tactical sense now that we look at it. That does make more tactical sense. There's so many advantages to that move. Because at this point he can't play there because you'll win a whole rook. There's no way to stop the loss of a bishop. We're going to win something in that position. So here it doesn't matter what's played. I don't really think he has any tricks now that I don't really think so. I took a look at that too. I don't think there is any tricks. Yeah, I like that. I like that. The pin is mightier than the sword. I think he did at this point. I think he did. I think that is 100% correct. Because I don't really see really any tricks. No, what do you? I think rook d1. That's actually the most forcing. There's nothing really he can do. I guess maybe he can move his king up, but then we have e6 at that point, and something's going to fall. We're going to be up in exchange at the end of everything. A bishop versus a rook. So I was looking at that, but I am not. I don't know if that. Yeah, this right here allows him to recover. This is most forcing of an idea of a line. Good find, man. We'll go back. I'll show you why the other one doesn't work. Oh, let's try that one again. That was a mouse slip there. Okay. Why this doesn't work is it would allow the queen to come up, and at this point it's a draw, because even if we tried something like that, he can actually win a pawn, and it's going to be hard for us to win. So it doesn't work out. That was a good find there. I can't believe I didn't see that. That was like right there. It's like right there. Okay, dokie. Yeah, true. But remember, you're facing Stockfish, and even Stockfish is like a 3300 level thinker. Doesn't mean that they don't make mistakes. So just keep that in mind. Don't like what you said. The pin is mightier than the sword. I like that. We could just take. Let's see, if we take here, we protect the bishop, also protect the knight. Let's see, do we have anything else that we can, does he have anything that he can play though? Well, if we take here, bishop takes, we can always take back with a bishop, and we're up material. Oh. Ouch. That is true. True, true, true. Very subtle of a move for sure. Yeah, that's a bone cruncher right there. I like that idea. But I see that there's, and then we're up 2 pieces. I believe your queen idea is right. Queen takes is right. Because then if rook takes, we can just play queen takes and we're up 2 knights. We'd be up a knight, and this is what we would have. Oh, sorry, that'd be gone. Sorry. These are the pieces that would be on the board. And we'd be up a whole knight. So I like your idea of queen takes. It's a good find there. Good find, guys. Yeah, you found the correct move sequence. That was cool. When you guys did the queen takes, I'm so glad you pointed out. Oh, you want to go back? Okay. I'm so glad you guys you pointed out this takes rather than takes, because I would have. Oh, you want to check to see? Okay, here. Uh oh. Sorry. I want to say let's redo that because I want to do it. I want to do it correctly 100%. Okay. Let's turn on the engine. Okay, hold on. Let me get into that line that what we were talking about. Here. Knight C3, you're right. And the queen's trapped. Yep. That's right. The queen would be trapped at that point. That's right. You got it. You got it. That is true. I see that now. You see that, guys? The queen was trapped. If the queen took right away, it would have been trapped. So it would have worked if that had happened. But that's not. Remember, it's a good move. But we have to remember, what does the computer want us basically to play? What does Stockfish want us to play? And the one you guys chose about the queen takes, then slides over and takes the bishop. Queen takes knight, then it slides over and takes the bishop. That's what the computer liked, because the knight guarded the pawn. So that's the reason that was a stellar move. Let's see here. Let's see here. I'm trying to see if knight takes. Nope, the bishop would take. Nope. We don't want that. Gotta remember this guy here. Okay. There's one piece that's out of play. It's a rook. So I believe if we play our rook over, we do have bishop to h3 at that point as well. So if we played here, he'd probably move over. Remember, we're down a whole rook. We're down an exchange, and there's a reason for that. So we gotta find out what that reason is. trying to potentially see if that it takes rook slides over. Hang up. Potentially maybe cool rook there. No, that doesn't. That wouldn't work. We do potentially have a rook over here, and then if he moves over there, we have bishop there. If he takes, or wait, my bad. Here, there, and we do have bishop takes, and potentially we have a queen and rook. I think that's right. But what? Yeah, and also we do have that, don't we? And then that. Yeah, I believe you're right on that, because then if the knight goes, say here, you do have bishop there, and that does send it. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, because when you play there, if he tries to retreat back, I think it's mate 2. Because the whole idea about this move here is to get it off of this diagonal here. So like, if we played this first, and we played there, we try to do that, he's actually winning here. So that's why we have to first throw this queen out of position, and then we actually win a queen. There we go. Yeah, I had to take a look why that was the correct move, and we got to see why. Onward and upward. Good find, guys. Let's see here. Okay. The queen is in a pin, so. But we're also in a pin as well. So we have to be careful what we do here. This is very critical of a position. Interesting. We don't want to. We potentially could play there, but let's see. Then he could play here. We don't want to do that. Then we'd have to come back and do that again. So we don't want that. Two. We got to be careful of this. We have to keep this as. I want to play there, but we can't because of takes. Well, maybe we could. Now that I think about it. If we play rook takes knight, pawn takes, king takes, check. I don't know if we win anything in that scenario. Yikesies. This is a tough one. I'm trying to see, what do we play here? This is a pretty interesting one. Someone's telling me about like rook takes knight, but I don't know if that actually, because that gets us out of a pin. But I'm not sure if we accomplish anything at that point. Well, maybe we can actually just play rook up to c5. Rook c5 is an interesting idea. And then we can move our queen over and potentially win the knight. Bishop f4. But what happens if he goes queen b5 though? See, that's the only sitch that I'm seeing that's a problem. I think it's just as simple as rook to c5. That's all. That's the one thing I can see that is a potential idea, because that stops knight from coming there. This rook guards the pawn, also allows for our queen to slide over, because then there'd be two protectorates on this pawn, a rook, and we can move over, and then it's also protected by a bishop. So it would get rid of one of the this pin here, and then we could eventually win this knight. I believe it's rook c5 is the combo that wins. Because if the queen tries to, potentially the queen might try to back out there, but then if it does, we can bring our, well, then we have bishop there at that point, don't we? Yikes. Wow. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Here, here, there, there. Takes, 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 check. Actually, I think we might actually win in this scenario. There, 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 there. Takes, 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 and then queen takes. Yeah, I think we win. Yeah, I believe we actually win now. Yeah, I believe that's actually the win. What do you guys think? I believe rook c5 is the knockout blow. I don't really see anything else that makes any more sense than rook c5, because then if the queen tries to come back, we just snap off, and so this stops any queen mobility. And the queen doesn't have really any. If it plays there, we can just take at that point. So what do you guys think? Rook c5. I'm pretty sure about that won't move, because it's demolishing. You want to give it a shot? Let's give it a go. Boom. Feel like Hannibal Smith when he says, "Give me a week and I'm good. Give me a month and I'm great. Give me 6 months and I can't be beaten." That's our group. That's how we roll. We're unbeatable, guys. We just gotta work together. Yeah, that's what he told Lynch at yeah. He told Lynch that when he got arrested at the prison. And the interesting thing was he had more information than the information people did at that time. So it's like it was incredible. So that tells you if you work together as a team, you're unstoppable. Let's see, rook e3. Let's see, rook takes e3. Rook takes pawn takes e3. King takes. Excellent. Nice. Nice. There. So if we take the knight right away, he wants bishop takes h7. Yeah, bishop takes f7. Let's see here. So bishop takes, pawn takes, takes. So bishop takes, rook takes, rook takes, rook takes, king takes. Yeah, I believe we actually win material. This one we win 2 pieces for a rook, but we can actually win a whole knight by bishop takes, bishop. And then if rook takes, rook takes, rook takes, takes, and we're actually a whole exchange up. Do you see that? You see that? Bishop takes e3. Rook takes, his rook takes e3, our rook takes e3, and then rook from e1 takes e3, and then king takes g7, and we have this material left. That'd be what's left. We would have an extra knight and be in a win-1 position. We'd be up 2 pawns. What do you think, guys? Yeah. We gotta see what everybody though has real quick, because I do believe that if I'm pretty sure that bishop takes is the correct move, because at the end we go up a whole piece. We get this guy here. This is an okay idea, but I think that if he takes, then we take. We do have a rook in and two, we have this, but why not, just win a whole piece and then come down to a rook versus it'll be this. We'd have a rook and then less material that you have to worry about, and we'd still be up two pawns in that position. Are we all on board with bishop takes e3? Are you with us, Fox? With bishop takes e3? So if he plays here, here, and then we take, and I still think we're winning. I really don't see what he can do. We're still up a whole exchange at that point. So what do you think? I believe that's 100, because even if he does take here, we can still take his knight. Let's give her a go. I think if see that doesn't work, because that cuts us off. We don't want to be cut off. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Okay, we'll look at this one, guys. I'll be right back. G5, H takes G5. Yeah, I'm thinking, let's see here. Bye. Yeah, because if we play here, and then he plays there. Queen. Queen. Yeah, I kind of see what you're saying. Because if we push here, he'll play there. Actually, push here, takes there. Let's see, here, there, 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 there. Yeah. We'll check to see if This is an interesting one. A tactic in 7 moves. Who'd have thunk? I'm trying to see if... trying to see if queen... because that, the only problem is you do have there, then there, then there. So... yeah, I'm trying to figure out, this is a very interesting... See, he can't play that, guys. Guys, he can't play F4, F3 because of the pin. So that's a... I'm thinking potentially King D7 or King E8. Yeah, I'm thinking King D7 or King E7, either one of those. I believe King E D7 is actually the correct move. No, that can't be right. I think it has to be King E7. Let's see if King D7. We can't take back because the knight would take, and he would fork the queen and the rook. So we can't do that. We really can't do King D7 though, because we can't take back at that point, because he'll take back and fork. So if we go king d7, the let's say the queen moves. And then maybe we go back. Let's see. Okay, if we go, I like your idea here. Then if the king, let's say queen moves, we can go back to e7 at that point. But the only sitch is I see h3 at that point. I don't know if we get really anything after that. I think he traps our... Where? I'm sorry, hold on, let me see. Where is your move? So knight takes... I apologize, where is it? Hold on. Okay, and knight takes bishop. Okay, knight takes bishop. Knight takes knight. Let's see, knight takes knight. Knight takes knight. Okay, king takes bishop. Oh yeah, I guess you do win a piece, don't you? Yeah, you do win a piece, don't you? But no, wait a second. Here, there, there. Huh. Trying to see. Knight takes d7. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, knight. So knight takes d7, knight takes d7. Queen d7. Well, the knight really, let's see, he'd have to actually take here, wouldn't he? See here, there. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if the knight's hanging. Because what would happen is after takes here, queen takes the bishop, because he's not going to take with the knight. And then if knight takes, then bishop takes, he'd have the queen here and a bishop there. I think we'd have equal material, but he'd have more of an attack. Yeah. Huh. Arg. This is a tough one. Because you have to do it right. Sometimes it's just a king move. That would be nice. That'd be nice if we could. That would be nice. Okay, if we played here, then he could retreat. He'd be able to retreat his bishop out, and he would have one a pawn. See, if we move here, he could just move his bishop out. So it's kind of one of those tough things. Yeah, because if we move there, he just moves, and he's protected by the bishop. So It's almost like we're forced to take at this point. We're kind of forced. Yeah. Oh. Ouch. That's okay. Let's see, what do we got here? We'll do another one. Not to worry. Well, we'll go back. I'll show you potentially. I think this is okay. Here, and then we takes. Oops. See, we can't take right here because the bishop take, queen takes, and then smack. That's what happens. See, this right here keeps a hold of everything. It keeps the knight and it keeps a touch with this bishop. And if he's played there, you just take you take, he takes, and then oh, knight takes. Okay, and after the bishop escapes, we escape out. We attack his rook when he moves there, and then we can actually just retreat all the way out. And we're up a base. We're up a whole piece at that point. Yeah. I like knight e4 with the threat of a rook infiltration. Because if we play here, he takes. And when the queen moves, actually if the queen moves there, we take and we're forking a bishop and a knight. So I'm not sure about that. Let's see, if bishop takes knight, check. Bishop takes knight, attacks there, and I think we win a piece if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, here, there. If he retreats back, we actually can play rook d2. If the queen moves, we snap that off. So here. Takes. Let's see here. Potentially, no, we can't play there. I was thinking that, but he can just take. That doesn't work. Something's telling me if we play bishop takes, there. Oh, that is true, yeah. But he can't really do anything here, so takes, there, back. Rook comes up. This bishop guards the checking point. Interesting. I believe that you're right on that idea. Because then he's got that at that point. If we go e5, e4, we get hammered with that. We get attacked there, and then two pieces would be hanging at that point. I believe it's knight, because even if he takes here, we can always play queen takes pawn. Trying to think which one. This is like a complicated one. Oh boy. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's see. There, there. And he can actually, then he can't really go there. Can't go there. He can't go there. So he's going to have to retreat back. Then we have rook to d2. Oh no, I haven't really tried the four board chess before. Chessboard. Let's see here. If he plays there, okay, takes, rook takes. So we have knight there, takes, queen takes. Rook slides over. Rook takes, queen takes. Knight takes, bishop takes, queen takes, check. I'm not sure if we win. What does c5 do? I kind of like this idea here. After takes, takes. After takes, takes, takes. If he retreats back, we have queen to g5. Queen g5 is really an interesting idea. That takes advantage of the weak point there. Yeah, see that's the sitch. I don't know if we take here, takes there. We can't do G. If we played here and they took there and we played there, I think he can actually take our bishop at that point with his queen. So we gotta be careful. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll stop there for tonight. Good find, guys. Good job. We found it. That's what matters. You know what I mean? You know what We had a little bump in the road. You know what? We learned from it. We came back and we got a good one. So not to worry. And well, guys, as Wesley So says, serve the Lord Jesus. I say God bless, guys, and I'll see you next time on Chess Crutcher TV. And always remember, guys, keep studying chess. You guys are doing so great. Okay, we're seeing puzzles quicker. We're getting them down, and we're understanding. And we go back through the ones that for learning experiences, even if we get them right, or if we don't get them right. I don't want to say wrong because they're not wrong as long as they're a learning experience. And remember, guys, that it's not where you started, it's where you finish. That's why you only go back to learn, not to dwell there. And remember, there's always a plan in the position. It may take a little bit of time, but we will find it. And when we do, and we get those sweet points on the tactics, we get to say this: I love it when a plan comes together. And guys, so be blessed tonight. Have a great rest of the night. And I'll be back on Chess Cruncher TV tomorrow. Okay? Bye bye, guys.